Airplane mode. Switch button. YouTube. 13 new items. Double. YouTube. Netflix. Home Quest. Victory V. Use Victory IV. In a historic moment, the Ogre Kingdom falls. You plunder the libraries. Tales of the Ogre King. More. Ellipsis. Image. Dial. Logo other. Night sky. More.
Hello everybody, welcome to Newdeath Gaming. This is Michael Gray, aka NDG, and we are playing Home Quest. Though this is just going to be a quick review, I am going back through my library of games that I've played in 2020, and I am going to review all these games and make sure that you all know that they are fully accessible. Games that qualify for fully accessible on Newdeath Gaming are any game that you can play with absolutely no sight vision of any kind. They are completely compatible with voiceover and there are no workarounds required. They do not require you to turn voiceover off to activate screens and icons and buttons. You can play this thing right out the box, which is, of course, my favorite thing about anything that's accessible is that I can operate it and use it without sight completely right away. So, Home Quest is a hybrid type of medieval game. It is a building game where you search different territories looking for exotic minerals, items, and it's also a bit of a war simulation because you fight different monsters, D&D-ish kind of creatures out there in the world. But whereas most games are typically satisfied with giving you a one-on-one experience, Home Quest takes the next huge leap forward and you have an entire army which can take on another entire army. The battles occur in real time, so you get to see the battle play out. When you lose a knight, you get to hear that you lost a knight. When you lose a mage, you hear that your mage has died. And you have all kinds of things like fighters and wolves, medics. You have all kinds, and there are so many different categories of particular characters, fantasy characters that you can have. Another good thing about Home Quest is that it has a very strong balanced building system in that you need to maintain population, you need to provide food, you need to give them jobs, and you need to produce items to make money. And you can also build multiple towns. So this game will really keep you busy. I think I've beaten this game and built at least 2 more towns after beating it. There is an availability of buying what we call the what they're calling the gold version. So that's going to cost you like I think a couple of dollars, and it's great because it takes out all the ads. Buy the gold version, don't even look back, it's 100% worth it. There is an easy to operate menu. And another very positive thing about this game is that it has a log. So you can go back and look at all the things that you've done over the last few important milestones in your adventure, and you can make sure that everything is going the way you want it to go. So
The Marshland Pact. Dusk. The sound of Warhorns howls from the horizon. The great general of the Marshland Pact approaches. You will pay for your crimes against our ally. Tales of the Ogre King. More. Ellipsis. Image.
Let me
Dial.
stop
Logo other.
voiceover from
Night sky.
talking
More.
if I can. There is some really wonderful description that occurs. You get to really hear the battles, and the narratives are really nice given to you by the game. This is a great game, and that is why it's rated 9 out of 9. 9 is the top rating for any one of the games I rate in the channel. You may ask, why do I keep saying 9 out of 9? Well, I rate games on a scale. Like 1 would be completely non-playable, completely not accessible. A 2 to about a 4 would be not accessible, but with significant workarounds, you could probably play it as a blind person. Anywhere from 5 to 6 is an accessible game, but it's not particularly interesting, exciting, or keeps you pretty preoccupied. It's just a little game. You play it for a little bit and you're done. Once we get to the 7, 8, 9 category, we're getting into games that have a lot of replay value, games that are fun, games that have detailed and deep gameplay. If I was to rate it an 8, that's almost a near perfect score. That means that with the maybe exception of a couple of problems, it's a great, perfect game. 9 means the game is perfect. There's nothing to be changed. The ideal of the developer has been reached, and you as the consumer of this game should 100% support this game with everything you've got, because we do want developers to continue to create games that are fully accessible for the blind, visually impaired, low vision, and for those of you who have trouble looking at very bright, colorful screens of certain games. Those can be quite annoying for people in certain situations. It can be a little tough. I suffer from a great deal of eye pain when it comes to getting really bright kind of things. So having the ability, as this game allows you to do, to switch the screen to black with white writing, or you can also have white with black writing, it's really helpful. Text games are great for those of you who have trouble with bright images, because you can really don't need to see the screen at all, and you can just play this game without any of those kind of bright and colorful objects. I, however, as being completely blind, I have some residual vision, but I don't see color. And text, I am not able to see any text, so that doesn't really matter to me. But whether my screen is light or dark does matter to me, so having a dark screen is more relaxing on my eyes, even though you may see me looking at my screen, but I'm actually not reading my screen. I'm listening to my screen. But because I was able to be blind kind of like most of my life and still kind of use my vision a little bit, I've always got the habit of staring at my screen, and I even hunch over my screen. But getting around to the point is that I don't use the screen to see my phone. I listen to it using VoiceOver. All right, so this is on iOS. The descriptions of this game are, a builder. It's going to be a war game. It's going to be a simulation. It's going to be really fun. Open world exploration. It's a really fun game. It's a type of I don't think it's technically an idle game. I think it's real time for most of the battles, but you can chill and play this game and have a great time. In my description, you will see the link to the iOS App Store. I do not know if this is on Android, because I don't have access to an Android that would tell me whether or not this game is in that store. But definitely buy this game. It's free for the regular version. It's a couple of dollars for the gold version. And that's my quick review of HomeQuest, a very fun building war game, idle RPG builder. I'm repeating the different kind of versions of an RPG it is. And you should have a great time. And definitely 9 out of 9. Enjoy, and be looking forward to this week. I might have another video that possibly drops on Friday. And of course, join me on Saturdays. I have a brand new talk showish kind of thing. If you want to ask me a question, I am saying this in the end of every one of my videos. I'm looking for the most ridiculous question you can possibly have for me about what's it like to be blind, or a question you want to ask a person who is blind. I don't care how ridiculous it is. I will not block you. I will not cut you off. I will not remove you from Facebook or as a Twitter follower. I'm looking for the most ridiculous questions. This is your get out of jail free card. Drop it in my Twitter. It is at Mike Gray, capital N, capital D, capital G. My name is Michael Gray, and you'll see me there. Drop me a message there on Twitter, or contact me through my YouTube, or you can leave a comment. Your just craziest questions about blindness, or your personal questions to me, and I will answer them as I receive them on my new talk show on Saturdays, and it's called Coffee and Games with Mike. And I also play a game during the time on that particular talk show. It's about a couple hours, so strap yourself in. You'll have a great time, and you will really enjoy yourself. And it's very mellow. It's like you're having a cup of coffee with me. We're talking about politics. We're talking about the world. We're talking about relationships. And at the same time, we're playing a game and just chilling. You can lay around in your pajamas and hang out with me. All right, so that's it for me now, and I will see you next time. Enjoy HomeQuest. Bye-bye.
HomeQuest. HomeQuest. Netflix. One new item. Screen recording in progress. Button. Status bar. Control center. Airplane. Selected. Screen recording. Button.